from guaranteeing food security, Ogun State has become signature for all international organizations to implement their industrial and developmental projects, and one of these is a bold and novel large-scale agro-industrial processing zone designed to boost agricultural value chain opportunities through value addition to the processing of agricultural raw materials and inputs. The Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, at the groundbreaking ceremony held at the Agro-Cargo International Airport, Ilishan Remo, says that the Special Industrial Park for Agro-Processing and Allied Products is the first of its kind in the country, and it would generate over 20,000 direct jobs.
This is just not another groundbreaking, but that of the Special Industrial Park for Agro-Processing and Allied Products, comprising of the entire agro ecosystem that promises to generate over 30,000 direct job opportunities, and of course, individual prosperity. This will further strengthen the backward integration policy of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The project's first phase, which is estimated to gulp a whopping sum of $400 million, is a collaboration between Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms and Ogun State.
This, in my opinion, is a further testament to the re-established trust between government and the private sector. We will continue to earn your trust and never take it for granted. Our policies and programs will remain people-oriented and enabling for the private sector to thrive. We will continue to be deliberate, focused, and undistracted. You all have seen from the presentation what this place looks like in the next few months. We give all the glory to Almighty God for giving us the audacity to be bold in dreaming big and implemented.
He said the project will be completed in the record time of 18 months, adding that the Agro-Cargo Airport will probably be the fastest constructed international airport in the continent.
We'll be back here very soon to commission the international Agro-Cargo Airport in just a few months. And this airport promised to be the Agro-Cargo hub for the entire continent of Africa.
The Chief Executive Officer and founder of Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, Mr. Ganga Gupta, said the project would promote industrial investment, provide jobs, as well as attract more investors to the state.
This is a landmark event in the history of Ogun State. First of all, let me commend and thank the state government led by Mr. Governor Dapo Abiodun for his infrastructure development strides and for birthing this novel initiative which has culminated in today's signing of this agreement. The Governor, Mr. Dapo, and Nigerian government have shown commitment to the essence of government, which is the overall development of the state and economic prosperity to the citizen of Ogun State. Of course, I must also say that is your government's very persuasive charm which got us to invest in the state. Let me also thank our partners and friends, President Adesina from the African Development Bank, Dr. Orama, President of Afri-Exim Bank, and of course our shareholder who is supporting us in our African journey, President Samaila from African Finance Corporation. Without the support of these institutions, I don't think Arise will be where it is today. We created Arise to solve three main challenges: reduce unemployment, promote economic growth, and mitigate climate change. For too long, Africa has been exporting employment and importing unemployment. Arise is determined to support developing countries to thrive through projects like the Remo Economic Development Cluster. We also poised to identify opportunities in commercial and industrial value chains with our partner countries. The project will be located in Sagamu area and spread across a total of 5,000 hectares of land. The Arise IP teams are very proud to be able to support the authorities of state of Ogun in the development of the ambitious industrial economic cluster. By leveraging our experience in the design, management of industrial estates and the sustainable management of natural resources, we aim to contribute to making the Ogun State a key player in the responsible processing of raw material, light industries and pharmaceuticals.
Earlier, the Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor, Mr. Dapo Okubadijo, says the turning of the sword is a statement to the state's status as an investment destination.
Ogun State is blessed with over 12,000 square kilometers of arable land and acts as the gateway to other parts of Nigeria from Lagos and the West African market, with a potential market corridor size of over 200 million people. As a result, it has become imperative for the state to leverage on its competitive and comparative advantages in the fulfillment of its economic objectives, including, but not limited to, real sector growth, job creation, food security, poverty eradication, and increased investment in the state. This has led to the creation of 6 economic development clusters all across the state. The EDCs are designated areas to deliver large-scale infrastructure projects with shared infrastructure and facilities and services in order to drive the cost competitiveness of the state. And we further consolidate Ogun State's status as the manufacturing and industrial hub of Nigeria, whilst also positioning us to take full advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Zone Agreement.
He highlighted the key objectives of the project to the state and the country at large.
Our key economic objective is to make Ogun State the fastest growing economy in Nigeria through the implementation of our long-term economic development plan and strategy. Under the leadership of President Dapo Abiodun, the state seeks to create an enabling environment by the execution of various reforms, policies, and initiatives to pave the way for active private sector partnership towards the fulfillment of our Building Our Future Together agenda. This agenda is centered on our developmental pillars called ISHEYA, or acronym ISHEYA: I for infrastructure, S for social welfare and well-being, E for education and human capacity development, Y for youth empowerment, and A for agriculture and food security. In just about 3.5 years of this administration, these reforms and initiatives have led to the passing of over 30 laws aimed at simplifying business, land, judicial, legislative processes to make doing business in Ogun State easier and resolve the bureaucracies that were injurious to doing business in Ogun State previously.
A series of addresses were delivered by eminent personalities at the event.
I am delighted to be here as we perform the official groundbreaking of what is effectively the premier site of Nigeria's Special Agro-Industrial-Processing Zones program. Ogun State has a strong history of excellence in agriculture and industrialization. And we see this reflected in the success attained by multinationals and giant Nigerian corporates present in Ogun State, like Lafarge, Nestle, Dangote, and numerous other companies. People that are not familiar with Ogun State may feel that an airport is an unusual location for a project of this type. But the Ogun State Agro-Cargo International Airport is world-class. And once fully completed, this airport, which is tailored towards the export and import of cargo, will go a long way to stimulate the economic development of not just Ogun State, but indeed the entire southwest region of Nigeria. Nigeria is currently facing challenging times. Some of today's most topical issues are rising foreign exchange rates, inflation, and youth unemployment. This project will help address all 3 of these challenges. Increased agro-industrialization is key to improving local food security and reducing the need for importation. It creates jobs and can also generate export revenue. I commend His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for this pioneering feat that the state has achieved.
I am equally delighted to be part of this groundbreaking ceremony for the development of Ogun State Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone. So I therefore congratulate His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his vision, his resourcefulness, steadfastness, and commitment to the economic development of Ogun State. I believe what he has brought into political governance is his rich private sector experience as an accomplished entrepreneur. He has progressively unlocked the potentials of Ogun State for the benefits of the good people of this state and the Nigerian economy as a whole. I am particularly excited by his effective leverage of synergy with the private sector in the economic development process through the adoption of public-private partnership models in projects of this nature. We all know that government alone cannot deliver all the projects and programs for the economic development of any jurisdiction. So this is even more so with the current level of fiscal challenges that most governments have all over the world. So it is therefore very gratifying that His Excellency, the Governor, has been able to attract substantial private sector capital and expertise for the industrial development of Ogun State.
Goodwill messages were also delivered by different stakeholders.
At Emoto, our ambition is to transform transportation sector in entire Africa. Today we have millions of powered two-wheelers across the continent using fuel, polluting a lot, creating security issues. And we believe in the fact that instead of being behind, Africa can be a front runner in terms of transition to electrical mobility. That's where we come from, and we start our journey from Benin and Togo. After 3 months of operation, we already deploy more than 3,000 bikes, 5 million kilometers, and we are happy to say that we'll be here in Ogun State, setting up our assembly plant here, not only for bike, but also for batteries. And this will be probably one of the first bike assembly plant and battery assembly plant in entire Africa here from Ogun State. Why we are doing that? Because today federal government of Nigeria is spending a lot of money, billions of dollars in terms of fuel subsidies. This money can be used for social investment. This money can be used to create jobs, to create school, to build hospital, etc. And we think that by moving to electrical mobility, definitely we will reduce, fuel consumption. We will help our youth also to create jobs, and we will do a good thing for the planet. So in few weeks, we'll start the construction of our plants here in Ogun State, and hopefully in the name of God, by mid of next year, we will be here to do the commissioning of our plant and the distribution of the first bike and the first battery from Ogun State.
We thank God that we have this executive governor. We have been in cassava business for the past 9 years. But the past 3.5 years have been very monumental. Big changes. In our factory, we use over 350 tons of tubers every day, producing food-grade starch. So if you are asking for starch, anywhere in Nigeria, you will reference Ogun State. This special agro-processing zone is actually meant for the agro-processors. And we want to leverage on it to export our world-class quality product into West Africa and parts of the world. We thank Ogun State Governor with his vision and with his very laudable programs to transform Ogun State into a huge industrial hub in Nigeria.
The Agro-Cargo and paramount ruler of Remo Land, His Royal Majesty Oba Babatunde Ajayi, represented by Elekpe of Ekpe, Oba Adewale Oshiberu, also lent a royal voice to the ceremony.
On behalf of
Alayeluwa Oba Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, the Caribou and Paramount ruler of Remo land. I'd like to welcome you to Remo in Ogun State on this occasion of the launching of the Special Agro-Processing Zone. We are so happy that history is being made here today. This is a project that we're very proud of, and we are proud of our governor for this project and similar projects that he is undertaking in the whole of the state. We are aware of the immense benefits that we're going to derive when this project is completed. And we believe that very soon we'll be invited here when the launching of the various companies will begin. On behalf of the traditional rulers in Ogun State, we wish to assure our governor of our support. We want to thank him for what he's been doing, and we want to pledge our support for him. And we pray that the good Lord will keep guiding and protecting him in everything he's doing.
Some dignitaries at the event spoke with just strides on the economic impact of the project to the axis and the state as a whole.
Let me congratulate the entire citizenry of Ogun State for another landmark achievement that the governor is bringing to the state. Don't forget, in time past, when we lost the Olokola project to Lagos, there was public outcry that how are we going to recover from this loss of massive investment because of the multiplier effect. But today, we have an investment in our Agro-Allied Airport of $400 million, which technically we can say is an investment that is replacing the Olokola project. And I can tell you, this is one of the numerous investments that Ogun State, through the administration of Governor Dapo Abiodun, will be attracting to this state. This is just one of them.
I'm delighted that in my own time, Ogun State has become #1 industrialized state in the country, the place where it is easiest to do business, the place where you come and the security is assured. And we have maintained this position of security, the most secure state for so long, that it is not an accident. Anybody coming here should be rest assured that he's coming to live among very friendly people.
We thank God for the giant strides that have been made in Ogun State. There has been improvements in the development of the state right from its inception in 1976. And I'm happy to be part of this program, and also seeing that Ogun State is becoming an industrial hub of the nation. We have several industries in Ogun State, and now we are adding agricultural industrial base to it, which is a good thing.
Yes, when you look at the location of Ogun State, we are purely agrarian. Putting up this kind of project will go a long way in harnessing our potential in the agricultural sector. And of course, by having this kind of thing, our people will be encouraged to go back to the basics. Because in the past, agriculture has been the bane of our economy. And by ensuring that we harness the potential, by putting in place all the necessary that will encourage our people to enjoy the full benefit of the value chain, I want to believe that in the nearest future, Ogun State is there. We are gateway to everything.
First of all, I would like to thank His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun for this amazing opportunity for the community of Ilishan and for Ogun State in totality. It's groundbreaking. The level of investors that is coming into this community is a lot. It's increased the value of property here. Employment is actually picked up, and the actual community has been very busy since they started building the airport.
So we're here for a groundbreaking exercise for the special agro-processing zone here in the Remo Development Cluster in Ogun State. One of the facilities that will ensure that this particular program achieves its desired success is the location of a cargo airport within the Aerotropolis that is also a constituent part of the SAPZ. The cargo airport itself speaks to the aviation aspirations of the administration, given the strategic location of Ogun State in Nigeria as a gateway state, and also the reach to the West African region and indeed the rest of Africa from Ogun State. Ogun State is blessed, of course, with several resources, and this particular part of Ogun State is rich in agricultural resources. And therefore the government is taking advantage of that, taking advantage of our industrial capacity, taking advantage of the transportation networks that surround this particular area to locate the SAPZ in Remo cluster.
One of the first things that His Excellency, the Governor Prince Dr. Abiodun MFR, established was to ensure that the private sector has a key role in developmental projects in the states. So this is a very, very good example. So we have Arise integrated platforms, Arise IIP, who are our private sector partners. They have a lot of experience in establishing industrial parks across the West African region, in Togo, in Gabon, and Benin. So they are the right partners to come in with us to establish the special agro-processing zone. We all know this was launched to great fanfare last week by the Vice President in Abuja, and this is our groundbreaking ceremony. And it's a brilliant opportunity because it brings together so many opportunities for this state. So there will be lots of employment, there will be agro-processing, there's a lot of encouragement for our farmers and our producers, and also for export, because as you all know, this is next door to our International Cargo Airport, which is going to be launched in December.
With the construction of the special agro-processing zone and other value chain industries coming on board, it is obvious that Ogun will be positioned as the industrial hub of the nation and a frontier in industrial development among the Committee of State in the country.